Hello, today I would like to speak to you about a way to increase the mobility of your rib cage. Now the rib cage consists of 12 pairs of ribs. 10 are at the front and there's 12 at the back. So there's 2 ribs at the back that don't quite join up. They're called floating ribs. They don't come over to the front of the rib cage. So when we talk about the rib cage, we tend to focus, for the purposes of these exercises, on the ribs at the front, which is not to say ribs at the back are not important, but just for the purpose of the exercise I'm about to take you through. And what we do is we have a feel of the front of the rib cage, which is going to be, the bottom rib is going to be rib 10. And we have a little feel for whether you feel any sense of tenderness or tightness, left versus the right. And what you can also check is if you cross your arms across your chest like so, is if you do a rotation, like somebody's calling you over from the back and you turn the whole body one way and then turn your whole body the other way. And ideally, you have somebody looking at you to see whether you are turning one way better than the other way. Or you can also record yourself on your own laptop's video, which is another good way of doing this on your own. Either which way, sometimes we get preferred rotation patterns and it's really strongly preferencing one way. And there can also be a sense of tightness or tenderness in one side of your rib cage. This exercise is going to target the bottom of your rib cage, which is rib 10. It's correlated with a particular muscle which attaches to the bottom rib. And that muscle attaches from the rib cage and that goes down towards your pelvis. And that's one of your abdominal muscles called the internal oblique. It's a really important muscle for core stability. But when there is a difference left versus the right, you might have issues around your core because the internal oblique might be doing too much on one side, not enough on the other side, etc. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you into a lunge position. So if I stay sideways on to you, and if I step forward with my right leg, like so, and find a position where the front leg, the right leg, is bent at the knee and the back leg is straight with the heel placed on the floor. Now, what we want to feel first of all is we're not going into that kind of wee position. So we keep our rib cage and the pelvis stacked one on top of the other one. So to do this, you're going to bend the back knee a little bit more, drop the tailbone down, and find the pelvis in a neutral position, which means your pubic bone and your frontal pelvic bones will be in the same plane. So you're not going that way, you're actually going to go nice and stacked like so. And then once you've got your pelvis in a neutral position, like there's a plain of sheet of glass at the front of your belly, you're going to work to straighten the back leg a little bit more, but not everyone will be able to have the back knee completely straight. That's going to be a challenge for the back hip, for the back of the thigh. So, staying in that position with the pelvis facing square and without moving that pelvis. So your pelvis is not going to go and rotate either which way during the next few movements. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to take that across the rib cage to the left side of your rib cage and have a feel and find your rib 10, which is the bottom rib here. And that is going to be your movement point. So you're not going to go and move from anywhere else in the spine. You're only going to now move from your rib 10, which is about here. So you're not going to go and slump or bend back from the whole of your spine. So try and be specific to where you're moving. So from rib 10, we are going to hinge forwards in the rib cage, side bend to the left, and now you're going to rotate to the left without moving the pelvis, and we're going to exhale. You're going to hold the exhale, straighten up, back bend at that rib, side bend right, rotate right without taking the pelvis with you. Your free left arm comes up. You're going to breathe, then you're going to breathe right into that rib 10 at the bottom of your left rib cage. Keep the inhale, come back to center, release the free arm. Again, hinge forwards, side bend left, rotate left without the pelvis, exhale, straighten up, back bend, side bend right, rotate right. Free arm comes up, neck remains long, breathe in. Once more, come back to center, release the free arm, hinge forwards, side bend left, rotate left, exhale, straighten up, back bend, side bend right, rotate right. Arm comes up, neck remains long, pelvis doesn't move, breathe in right into that left rib 10 and release, come back to center. We've done 3 full cycles on the left side. The back leg is the left one and it relates to the left rib cage side. Some people need a lot more than 3 repetitions of that. Some people need 4, 5, 6, 7 to get that left rib to be a happier rib. But whatever your preference is, you might need to do a few more. After you've done a few more perhaps, have a feel. Is that rib on the left feeling any less tender? Then we're going to repeat exactly the same on the right side. To do the right side, we're going to step back with the right leg. We're going to go through the same checks. The front leg remains bent at the knee. The back leg is straight with the heel down to the floor. Now we're going to get our pelvis into a neutral position. To do that, we're going to bend the back knee a little bit more, drop the tailbone, keep the tailbone dropping, find your rib cage stacked over your pelvis. Find that pubic bone does not fall backwards behind your frontal pelvic bones. And then from here, you're going to start to straighten the back knee as much as your body will allow you to. And take your left hand, find your right rib 10. I'm now going to face you so that you can see what I'm doing probably better. From that right rib 10, you're going to hinge forwards, side bend right, rotate right, exhale. Hold the exhale, straighten up, back bend, side bend left, rotate left, arm comes up, breathe in into the right rib 10. Feel that expansion, come back to center, holding the breath in. Again, hinge forwards, side bend right, rotate right, exhale from the pit of the belly, straighten up, back bend, side bend left, rotate left, arm comes up, neck is long, breathe in. One more time, come back to center, holding the breath in, hinge forwards, side bend right, rotate right, exhale. Hold the exhale, straighten up, back bend, side bend left, rotate left. Free arm comes up, neck is nice and long, pelvis is square. Breathe right into that right rib 10, feel that expansion. And then release out of there, come back to center, step your feet back together. And with your hands, feel your right rib 10. If it's still feeling unhappy and maybe a bit more tender than the left one, you might need more than 3 repetitions. We did 3 only for demonstration purposes. So that is the rib pendulum for your rib 10. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoy making your rib cage more mobile and your internal oblique muscle happier. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Kay Woodgate for Move Beyond.